we kind of enjoy that, and that's part of who I am as well. But I just thought that the combination, the way they did that, was unique. And so, I like Images and Words a lot. It's beautiful, very inspired. I like it because it's very melodic, and it has all the elements that I like about Dream Theater. Awake, I think, is cool. I think it captured a little bit of the harder sound of the band. James's voice got a little bit more aggressive in that. Some of the keyboard tones are really cool. Matter of fact, like that song 6 O'Clock or Erotomania, I thought the keyboard sounded really wicked. Yeah. And I was like, and when I was asked to play those songs, I was kind of like, wow, how am I going to get that keyboard sound? Because obviously I have different equipment than Kevin Moore had in that day. So I didn't know how it was made, and I thought, wow, that's a really cool sound. So I spent a long time programming my Kurzweil keyboards at the time to make that sound. Yeah. Doing all kinds of tricks to get it to respond with these weird harmonics and overdriven thing, and then I find out that that's like a stock patch that he used on some like Roland thing that he happened to have. I was like, man, that's ridiculous. I spent all this time, but I got pretty close. Yeah, it rocked.
So do you add your own spin on any of those songs sometimes?
Yeah, for sure. What I do is I'll make decisions. Like I'll decide that, okay, you know what, this is the part that everybody's going to really want to hear, and it's a value. And if you leave it out, it's just not fair to the music. Right. And then there's other parts that he used a cheesy sound because maybe that's all he had at the time. There's no better pad. Right. So if I like a real choir sound, all it's going to do is make it cooler. Right. So I have to make some of those decisions, and I think I do a pretty good job of understanding what the, like a song like "Pull Me Under" or something. Like what's really necessary to play the way it was, and what can I add a little something to, and then to think about live, like what do they do on the album? What couldn't he pull off back then because maybe he didn't have the chops, or maybe he didn't have the synthesis programming knowledge. Yeah. Maybe the technology wasn't up to speed. So I can use some of the skills and some of the technology that I have and that's available to make life a little bit better. Yeah. Right. So, definitely.
Yeah. So obviously you played with a ton of great musicians throughout the years, but two of them seem to beg for a comparison. Does playing with John Petrucci in Dream Theater sometimes feel like Steve Morse from the Dixie Dregs has never left your lineup?
Well, yeah, I've been so lucky to play with some really great guitar players. Yeah. Steve Morse is amazing. A lot from working with him. And John Petrucci is, incredible. Yeah. So,
how did you approach the change from the music of the Dregs to that of Dream Theater?
It wasn't hard. I mean, I've always been someone who's interested in a lot of different kinds of music and able to bring in a lot of influences. Yeah. So it was the only thing that was a little interesting or maybe challenging was to understand to go from Liquid Tension to Dream Theater was the same kind of thing. To understand the window of possibilities, the window of, okay, where is this situation, where's this group at musically? Yeah. How far do you go before it becomes something that, it's just not Dream Theater, or, maybe a little too Dregsy, or a little too Jordan-y, or a little too jazzy, or, trying to understand in a wide window of possibilities, which is Dream Theater. Still, it's a, a set of parameters that if you go outside, it becomes not Dream Theater. Right. I had this amazing jam one time with the guys. I just bought a new bank of really cool electronic percussion sounds, all kinds of glitchy, cool, IDM-ish, weird stuff, and we jammed, and it sounded awesome. And we all laughed at the end, and Mike said, we could never do that. Because it's just, the fans wouldn't know what to do with it. It's just not, it's not in the Dream Theater window.
Of course. So it's fun to record, but...
really fun to play, awesome for some people, but it's not who we are.
Right. Gotcha.
And that's one of the things Dream Theater, I think, is good at, is kind of maintaining through the years and through progressing who we are, not going too far away. Right. Some bands, in the name of progressing, they venture off into other areas, which some people who are older fans can't relate to at all.
Yeah, and they feel like they've been sold out or something like that.
Sold out. It's kind of like a band like Radiohead. It's awesome whatever they do, but still, they had these wonderful songs, for years and years, and then all of a sudden they started making really weird electronic music. Personally, I think it's cool, but a lot of people are like, what happened to the songs,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Personally, I've had a wonderful time following you on your YouTube channel.
Oh, good.
Yes, and from the list of things, you've gained quite a following. What motivated you to create and update such a diary and dialogue?
Well, I just enjoy sharing, what I do, and I was always kind of like the videographer of the band, this kind of like, I haven't done a lot of band stuff, but mostly because, in the Iron Maiden, we've been out with Maiden, and I don't know what's cool as far as videoing around their camp and stuff, and I didn't even want to deal with it. I thought I'd give the guys a little break also. But I kept a lot of videos going, partly because I have this new product called MorphWiz out that, that I feel like is important to kind of self-promote because it's, who else is going to do it? But, so I've been kind of keeping people abreast of that for for the iPad and the iPhone and all this stuff.
Yeah. Is this something you encourage other artists to do? This sort of
YouTubing?
Yeah.
Not necessarily. No. It takes a certain kind of personality and technology. You know, I like to do all kinds of weird, different stuff, and YouTube is a perfect way to show it off. I do also work with a lot of new instruments in general, so it's a great way to show people what's happening. It functions for everybody.
Yeah. Your continual online updates have also given you a new outlet to show, you know, your array of fun gadgets and programs. Right. How have these, all this online demonstration, has it changed your approach to the spreading of new ideas and technology that you?
It does a little bit, because you get a lot of feedback from other people. Like when I was developing MorphWiz, some people came back after seeing the demos, and they had some good ideas for me. Like, it could be even something I thought of, but maybe it was reinforced. Like, for instance, have you seen that? The program?
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, I was playing online or whatever, and showing something, you write, and then somebody wrote back, "Oh man, it'd be really cool if you put the notes at the top of the screen."
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I kind of thought about that, but you're absolutely right. It's got to be, because your hand, as you're playing it, you write down the names of the notes, your wrist is covering it up.
Yeah.
So I immediately got to the program. I said, you know what? Let's do that.
Yep.
This is cool. And if it wasn't for I could have forgotten about that idea.
Right.
Just let it go.
Good feedback.
Good feedback, yeah. And if you're open to that, I mean, you could, you know, people use the social media in different ways, like an Imogen Heap. Her whole career has been based on like social media kind of marketing and talent that she uses. She's got like 1 million trillion followers on Twitter, and it's very interesting, you know, what she does.
Of course. And now, of course, because of all this, many fans of Dream Theater are now familiar with the antics that go on backstage, like Rock Juice with the...
Oh yeah, there's not many antics. We're very boring band backstage.
Boring.
We have a lot of energy on stage, but Mike's the only one who's the real rocker in the bunch.
Yeah. So what could be said about touring with people like, you know, Mike and the Pirate?
Yeah, the Pirate. Well, as I said, everybody's pretty mellow in this band. It's really, I mean, we're all kind of like family guys, and we're all serious practicers, you know.
Of course.
Practice maniac back there. But we all, you know, practice, and we care about our presentation, and we have to stay clean because it's 1 million trillion notes, and you know, so we're not drinking, we're not smoking, we're just hanging out. And if you want a real kind of like happening lifestyle, you can go talk to our crew who's out partying and, you know, just having more fun than we do. We go to sleep early, or we'll sit here, Mike will be on his computer and I'll be on mine, and you know, it's extremely boring.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry to ruin anybody's rock and roll fantasy, you know, but Mike, on the other hand, he's, you know, he really is the more kind of like rock and roll character of us in terms of having a very outward personality, extremely confident. Like the other night we were playing, and all the power went off in Montreal.
Really?
All of it in the middle of As I Am, the first song, and we had no sound at all. So Mike sat and he starts doing stuff on the drums and putting the show together, and he was, you know, he dealt with it. He like entertained the crowd without any power, and is comfortable, you know, has the energy and the charisma to pull that off, which is amazing.
Yeah. So. Do you
want to go through?
Yeah. Go ahead. So with a resume as decorated as Dream Theater's, what's the next step for you guys?
A resume with
world domination.
Thank
world
you.
Domination.
The manager comes in just in time to tell the world what it is.
The plan is out.
Yeah, the next step. Well, we're going to get off the road after a year of like intensive kind of touring.
Yeah.
And then we'll take a break, and then we'll start working on a new album after a few months of you know, kind of like doing our own thing and relaxing. Mike's going to go on the road with Avenged Sevenfold.
But yeah, that's right.
I'm going to write a concerto for keyboards and orchestra. It's being premiered in Venezuela in November. Everybody's got a thing, you know.
Yeah, got a little.
Young's doing his Jelly Jam or something thing.
Jelly Jam,
I think. And everybody's got something they're working on, you know. So
there you go. It's time to work on the personal stuff, huh?
Yeah, it'll be a good time to do that. Take a break, work on personal stuff, and then regroup and create the next level of who we think we are.
Well, excellent. I can't wait for the concert, so I'll let you go and get practice. But it's been good talking to you.
Nice to chat with you.
Stay tuned in, people.
Stay tuned in. See you on the road.